Hi there, everyone. Just a quick video, I guess a personal one from me to all of our Islamic schools. We just wanted to send you a message because the events of the last couple of days in Turkey with the earthquake have certainly been on our minds. And then we had a little moment where we thought, must be on yours, and there must be some significant impact for you. So whether it's personal or whether it's to do with your work at the school, I just wanted to record a quick video to say that we're thinking of you, and if there's anything that we can do to help, then just please know that we're on standby. The other thing that sprang to mind for me was the notion that this is actually, as awful as it is, an opportunity for you to deploy your commitments to restorative practices. And there's a piece within the restorative framework that I want to, if I can, remind you of for a moment, and it's response circles. So one, feel free to, I guess, send this message directly out to your staffs if you think that this prompt around response circles could be helpful. It's certainly something that for me, whenever we've had significant events that have impacted our school community, as a principal and as a teacher, I leaned heavily into the response circles, because what response circles chiefly are is an ability to respond to something that went wrong. The habit, of course, in schools is that we're responding to something for which the students have some sort of responsibility. So it might be that they were really awful for their PE teacher, and as a homeroom teacher, you want to take responsibility for that, and you want to help them to be able to do that. But response circles also have wonderful opportunity to respond effectively when things go wrong for which they have zero responsibility, and this is one of those instances. The good part is that the response circle pretty much follows the same sort of approach that we would take around using that methodology of past, present, future. The way that we explore it in a quick circle, and this is something that we've deployed with early childhood students all the way through to senior secondary, is to first, I guess, aim for a circle to go for somewhere between maybe 4 to 10 minutes, no more, and for us to have a really clear line between the three phases of past, present, future. In the past phase, we might be asking questions like, what do you know about the earthquake? How has your family been affected by what's happened in Turkey? You might be asking questions about what do they want to know, or what have they heard about the situation that they're not sure of? Because one of the things that can happen in times of crisis is that rumours can swirl wildly, and as a result, our kids aren't quite sure what to believe and what not to, and anxiety attached to not knowing is something that can make matters worse for them. So we want to be really clear about how we can help them and actually understand what they know, and make sure that we're able to let them know what we think is appropriate for them to know. There's obviously some ghastly details that you would keep from your early childhood students. Give them just enough to alleviate that anxiety. From there, what we can do is move really quickly to the present phase, which is asking them things like, how's it making you feel? Are you noticing any changes in your feelings at the moment? Do you feel okay one minute and not okay another minute? And you might ask them questions like, at the moment, how often is this bobbing up in your mind? Is it with you all the time, or is it just every now and then? And what it will allow you to do is to this is something that one of my colleagues that I remember from way back used to say, it's kind of taking the social and emotional dipstick of the class and just finding out where they're at. And if you can understand what they know, present, and then how they feel about it, what they know past, I should say, and then how they're feeling about it in the present, then we can move forward to the third phase, which is obviously the future. What are we going to do about it? And what have we had classes do to be able to not only make a contribution, but to help themselves at that time? Is we've had individual responses. So we've had, for instance, a tap on the shoulder system, where they might just for a short time be able to tap you on the shoulder if they need someone to talk to, or if they need 5 minutes sitting outside on their own. And we can set that up in an age-appropriate way for whichever class that you're working with. They may agree as a class that a few more response circles about this, maybe every morning or every afternoon for the first week, and then twice a week after that for 2 weeks might be a good way for us to be able to make sure that as a group, not just as an individual, but as a group, we've got ways of checking in on how the group are travelling. You might like to have them involved in I guess, actions that have them feel that they're making a positive contribution, which can actually generate further positive affect for them and help them get past some of the negative affect that they might be experiencing. So that can include fundraising opportunities, but it can also include, for instance, sending messages or writing a letter to the Turkish consulate in Melbourne to let them know that they're supportive and that they're happy to help in any way that they can. There's always acts, particularly using social media these days, that are really fabulous for generating goodwill and for allowing young people to feel that they're making a contribution. And in a really clever response circle, we can kind of seed those little suggestions for them and see which ones they find enthusiasm for. And then it just positions you as a supportive person, help them get that done, help them activate what they need to get going. As I mentioned, this isn't a situation that any of us have wished for, but if nothing else, it is actually an odd opportunity for us to lean into this restorative work and to have it support you really well. It's certainly been my experience that at times like this, the restorative framework and in particular response circles can be incredibly valuable. The final thing that I want to say is that if your schools are making a contribution at the moment, whether it's a fundraising one or some other contribution, we're really happy to support. So if there's a link or anything that we can post on our socials or that we can get out there that people could use to help with that, please make sure that we're aware of that. I'm thinking of you, wishing you well, and encouraging you that if there's anything that we can do to help, then we're here. Let us know. Okay, bye for now.